We set the roof on fire. 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 We set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire. We set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire.
If I'm not mistaken, home team made 2 threes on my feet, then I pump fake. Baby girl, grab the crew. What a kiss it. Sweat leave, Mr. Couldn't took it quicker. Hottest on the planet, get the place lit up. Fly, got his piece of taste, sight into. We ain't on the same team. Cheer up. Bunch of that make sit up. I ain't come to blend in, boy, I stand out. Money talks, you just popping off at the mouth. If I'm the topic, then the conversation heated. Right stream, getting booked up in every city. Flash out with cash, had the spaz on the waiter. She messed up my order 3 times in a row. I'm good on gas, I just filled up my tank. Now let's fill up her head and let's see if she goes.
We set the roof on fire. 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 We set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire. We set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire.
So bad women in my bed. Off with it, off with it. Young Slim, get it in my infrared. Come and hit the rain, I just lit the gas. Young wild winning, living fast. Fashion money in a brown paper bag. We set the roof on fire, then we flood it out. We just threw the money up, we ain't even count. Shake it in my speeder, girl, I'm nothing, messing up my speech. I'm $1 million player, baby, nothing's at my reach. I'm $1 million, like I hit the lottery. Splash her with cash, had the spaz on the waitress. She messed up my order 3 times in a row.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Some serious pride on the line in this contest as these 2 divisional rivals take the field together for the first time this season. Almost a playoff atmosphere surrounding the game between these 2 bitter opponents. It's the Bears going up against the Vikings. So with kickoff approaching, let's send it over to our commentators here this afternoon, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, it's one of the new jewels of the NFL, no doubt, as you get a look inside U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. handoff as they run the counter play. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
It should go without saying that anytime you run the football well and gain a nice chunk of yardage, that means the offensive line did their job and did it really well. But let's give them a little more credit than that. Because all week long, offensive line meetings, they're going over adjustments, counters, when line shifts, all those things that go along with it. And yet, you still have to be physical. And that's what they did on the first play.
Now a handoff looking right. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
2nd down following the run.
Let's go. 180.
The 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Over the middle, it's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result. Because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him. Sat there waiting for him and made the play.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. The starters now on offense, and Stephon Diggs, our first chance to see him today.
Brandon, remember we had this conversation about how highly recruited he was in high school. Didn't quite live up to it in college due to some injuries, but boy, has he hit the NFL like a bomb. Stephon Diggs, a crafty, mature route runner who can go the distance. The Bears have put an extra defender in the secondary on 3rd down.
Yep, they're in the nickel. Halfback sent in motion. On 3rd down, Bridgewater. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And this ball's going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 11 on the gain there. And that leads to a Chicago 1st down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. And they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I enjoyed watching Robert Quinn in pregame warm-ups with you down on the field. Did it surprise you how tall and angular he is? You wouldn't think he'd be able to play against the run that well, would you?
But he can, and he showed it right there, didn't he?
That's that wrestling background he has. He understands leverage as well as anyone in the game. a big-time wrestler in high school. He didn't lose very often.
3-time heavyweight state champ in South Carolina. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA and playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. This is taken at the 23. Look at the spin.
Balance.
Down throw for Bridgewater. Backing up. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And to give this time to the tailback. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. Defensively, the starters for Chicago, and they feel like they've got a big-time disruptor in Leonard Floyd from Georgia.
And when the draft process began, there was a mixed bag of opinions about Leonard Floyd. But as time went on and he tested and people saw him work out and they saw the sheer athleticism, people realized they'd better move fast to get him, and the Bears did, moving up in the 1st round to number 9 to pluck him.
So off is Bridgewater, on the kicker Blair Walsh on 4th down. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. And the kicker commits the kicker's cardinal sin. He kicks it out of bounds. They'll run it now out of the gun. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Anthony Barr in on the tackle. And with this offense, one guy to key in on defensively is Kevin White.
Had to battle injuries at the start of his career, but boy, he's ready to fulfill his promise. An absolute beast downfield.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It's brought in by Kevin White. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. And they'll run it here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Well, there's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 11 and a first down.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. Now a play fake here on first down. And his throw here is incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. They'll send Beckham alone to the left side. Now back to throw. He completes it right side to White. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Kevin White, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears have taken the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. 2nd down, Bridgewater. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team
looks for White, but it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be grabbed from behind and slung down like a rag doll.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Green alone out to the right.
Let's go. 180.
A second down throw for Bridgewater. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. Third and long for Bridgewater. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Bridgewater on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Second down to the offense in search of 6 yards. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The tackle there by Eli Harold. And ready for 3rd and 6. Brief break in the action here. More from Minneapolis after this. So the offense dealing with a 3rd and 6. On 3rd down, Bridgewater finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Well, we saw the practice film this week. They wanted to focus on these intermediate passing plays, and it paid off there.
And they took that focus not just to the practice field, but in the film room to show the guys exactly what they wanted, what types of looks they should expect to get, and how they would beat those coverages each and every time, and it paid off on that play.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. This will be caught just inside the 10. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
1st and goal here from the 2. And they'll go with the ground attack here. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting.
Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive.
Let's go. Blue 58. Blue 58.
3rd and goal now. Maybe the offensive coordinator thinking blitz here. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And Walsh able to convert it as his kick is good. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you termed that, because now I think they'll go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. Tackle made there by Sharif Floyd.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Partner, I think the easy thing now would be to just abandon the run and start throwing the football at all costs. But I've been in so many games where it doesn't work running the ball. It doesn't work running the ball. And then something pops, and now you get something going. I'm not so sure to just abandon your game plan this early in the second half.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sharif Floyd able to drop it for a loss of 12, and it'll be 4th down. It's taken to the 26. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two. So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that at just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Here's Bridgewater. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. First down, Bridgewater. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 17 that time. And it'll be first down, Vikings.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
He finds some open field here. He's able to get 6, a nice pickup down to the 21. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Bridgewater now on 2nd down. Caught on the right side by Dorsett. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. And a pretty simple completion there underneath, but a successful one for the offense.
Partner, doesn't have to be the big shots downfield all the time. Having that safety net underneath is a great thing for a quarterback.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Let's go. Force. Tiger. Get ready.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And a loose football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
Get ready. Tiger.
And to give this time to the tailback. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
And Lutz's kick is good. And with that, the lead changes hands here in this 3rd quarter. So all 9 points for him coming via the field goal, and this last one puts him out in front.
And all these field goals are great, but it's touchdowns that win games for you in the NFL. So you just wonder if settling for 3 on some of these drives is going to come back to haunt him.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. He's going to air one out. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
On the left side, a catch by White. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Fresh set of downs here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Wasn't that long ago that the NFL guys really didn't adopt much from the college game. But one thing that has crept in there is spreading things out, opening things up, not even just in tempo, but maybe getting better line splits and spreading the field. I think that would be a great strategy right now to try and open things up in the run game.
Looking to throw. Wide open receiver complete. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 13 yards there on the pickup, and it'll be a Chicago first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Over the middle to Beckham. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Second and very short here, less than a yard. They come up in an offset eye. He'll look to throw. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical, spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme. Then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it third and goal.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. A tough time to take the sack. Now it's fourth and goal, and that's a loss of 6. And his kick is good. And they take the lead here by a point, 10-9. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Let's go.
Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, Dorsett. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Third down now following the completed pass. On 3rd and 1, here's Bridgewater. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Bridgewater on 1st down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
2nd down now after the incompletion. So the D-line's going to spread out. Bridgewater to throw it. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
I know I'm not giving enough credit to the defenders because that pass was incomplete. But come on, it was A.J. Green. I always expect him to come up with the ball.
Yeah, on those deep routes especially, even on incompletions, it's fun to watch him run those routes.
It certainly is, but he eats up ground and he usually goes up and gets it.
So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs. On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. And now the rookie's free. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. That's a tough spot as a quarterback, Charles. You want to get rid of it, but you see what can happen when you do try to get rid of it with pressure.
Yeah, and how about the pressure coming without them having to blitz? That's when you know things are clicking for your defense. And the end result, they end up gaining 6 points.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They go play action here on 1st down. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. It's a gain of 24 that time. And it'll give the Vikings a 1st down. And at this stage, down in the 2nd half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Around 2 minutes to go, and if the D can hold them, that'll end this one.
We always think about the offense attacking. In this case, I'm looking for the defense to do the same.
Here's Bridgewater. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
They'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll make it a 2nd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football. After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it, trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Back to throw. Well, they would have gotten a conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. A gain of 4 on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. Back to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Now, this will be the 9th play on this drive. He's back to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now Bridgewater. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
Let's go.
Bridgewater to throw. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And this seemingly endless drive continues. Bridgewater. Buying time to his left. That's caught at the 2. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, they certainly didn't get what they wanted on that play. That means it's a big-time decision on what you call on 4th down.
Absolutely, because a field goal here doesn't do them much good. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a 2-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Do they have 1 big call left? Here we go.
The late touchdown was only half the battle. Now they need the 2-point conversion to tie the ball game. Bridgewater will try and throw. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They have a little bit of time here to get in the field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to...
And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. Nothing between these two teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now out comes Minnesota. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Now Now the first throw in overtime for Bridgewater. His throw incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Third and 11, and some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime. On third down, Bridgewater. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
This is taken at the 18. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to him, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Now part 1 is done. Now part 2. It completes it right side to White. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to let this one go deep. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on 3rd. They'll set up to throw. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored. That's your ball game.
And he loses the football a second time. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder, maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
It doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. And they'll run it here. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
3 yards to go here on 2nd down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll come out in the pistol. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Switch it up here and look to throw. Over the middle to Beckham. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down.
One of the toughest things for an offensive lineman to learn is the ability to get in space and hit people who are moving targets. And linebackers are not easy ones to hit because they know how to move, juke, and make you miss. And that's exactly what he did on that play. A nice play for the defense.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situation.
Another timeout called by the Vikings now. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about. A long field goal to win it, so definitely not a gimme.